All right, so we got IE lowering springs today. I don't have a ton of tools, but I think I got what I need right there in that little pile. I'm gonna give this a go. I think I'll just start by jacking up the front, putting jack stands under both sides on the front, so that way I can just leave it there for a while, get both sides done, lower back down, and then I'll do the back. Sounds like the back is a little bit more straightforward because it's not a strut.
You'll see later in the video why this is completely incorrect. The rears actually suck. So I would recommend starting with the rear if you're gonna do this, specifically the driver's side rear.
The two separate shock and the spring. So yeah, I'm gonna film when I can, and I'll let you know if I have any issues and what to look out for. I'll give you guys sort of a walkthrough of what I have, at least to start. Basically, I got my jack, a couple jack stands. I also have ramps that are up there I'll go grab. Got your usual breaker bar and torque wrench, metric wrench set. Got a couple others. I have this here. That's like your normal 3/8 impact. I got this guy, which is like a, it's like a powered screwdriver basically. Impact ratchet, which would be nice. You should probably have a paint pen too to mark positions on important bolts. So I borrowed some of my girlfriend's nail polish because I didn't have a paint pen. I forgot to get one yesterday, so this should work. Springs themselves, Schwab spring compressor. Can't really do this without that in your garage. Impact ratchet. So these are my 3/8 for that guy right there. And got some gloves. Got the iPad for my podcast. And this is a big one too. Not a lot of the YouTube videos out there talk about these, but there's a bunch of single-use stretch bolts on the suspension on Audis. So this is a good 250 bucks in this bag because I wanted to do OEM, so I didn't run the risk of any noise. I wanted it to be as close to factory as I could. A mallet with some elbow grease just in case.
This is what it looks like before the job. I got about 3 fingers in the front, 3 fingers in the rear. Pause. Yeah, it's gonna be about 1.5 inches in the front lowered, and just about 1 inch to 1.2 in the rear.
She's up on the jack stands. Plan is to first we'll loosen these guys here. Probably have to loosen this guy here to get some play, and get these guys out, or at least loosened. Then we'll go underneath and figure out where to start. Gotta get rid of this one here. They're all 13 mils. Just rip these 3 out. Might need an extension to get to that guy because this gets in the way. And there's one underneath here. See that right there? So there's 3 on each side. I'm just gonna kind of do steps together as I can. That way I don't have to remember things twice. I believe the next step I'm gonna do is might have to take this guy out here.
This is factually incorrect. I did not have to take that out.
I don't know if you can see this little pinch bolt right here. This guy came out of here, just at the bottom of this whole lower strut joint here. So this comes out, you gotta kind of lean on the rotor. So once you have the other, like the nut off this side here, you lean on the rotor, push the whole assembly kind of down, and you should be able to just pull this through. Don't put your impact on the other side and just put it in reverse and try and rip it out. You're gonna just destroy the threads and just unnecessary screw ups potentially. But yeah, so probably gonna have to do it without taking this out because they gave me the wrong bolt. So, and that's fine. I guess to save some money. That's probably 20 bucks there. So yeah, first step, take this guy out at the bottom of the strut assembly. That is the upper sway bar end link. I took the bolt out of there. It's a 16 and a 16, so get a 16 wrench, put it on the back side, get a 16 socket, rip it out the front. Should be easy. This was the first thing we did. So now this whole thing is loose, right? Disconnected at the top, disconnected at the sway bar. And this guy was another 16 and a 16 right here on this knuckle in here. I would recommend jacking up the brake assembly right down here just to allow that bolt to come all the way out, because it's gonna get caught on this brake line here. So now I'm gonna put my spreader tool right in there and see if I can't start to wiggle this guy out of here. It's looking like it's pretty close, so maybe I don't have to take out that many more bolts, but we'll update you. Went to O'Reilly. I ended up getting a 21 like pass-through socket from Amazon, and I knew it was sus because ECS was selling 18s. They didn't sell 21s for the top hat, and so I ended up getting a 21 because chat told me to. And so don't listen to chat. You need an 18 for the top, so just get the one from ECS. You can put an Allen key in through the side of it and you'll be fine. This way I'm gonna go probably in through the top with the Allen key because it's got a hole there. Hopefully it works out, but we'll see. We got the top of the strut off. That is a 18. Broke it loose a little bit with an 18 on the impact, and then used a pass through the rest of the way because it's gonna wanna spin on you, and if you just drill on it with the impact, you might wear out your shock seal in here. So it's fairly straightforward. Just stick the Allen key into the top of here through the pass through. Just compress it a little bit and then it'll come right out. Just a good check before you try and undo the top hat bolt is just try and twist that on top. If you can twist it freely, the spring is compressed enough. So once you can twist that, hit it with the impact a little bit, get the rest out with the pass through and the Allen key through the middle of that. And now it's time to throw the IE spring on. Strut is assembled. Make sure you line up the bottom of that with the notch in that little rubber boot down there if you want it to settle properly. And also line it up there so you get the proper ride height out of this. As far as putting it back in goes, I used a couple of the old upper mount bolts and just put them in loosely so at least I keep my position on how it goes in. And then now I'm trying to line up the knuckle down here, just make sure it's fully snug on the actual shock itself. And so we're about there. Then I'm gonna take out my spreader tool once I feel like that's good. But I think before I do that, I'm gonna put this guy in. And this is one you'll definitely need a replacement for. It's a stretch bolt, so I got that from Audi. Gonna put that in there without the nut on it, just so this doesn't lose its orientation. Then I'll take out the spreader tool here, and then it should be good. And then I can put the bolt back in there, and the bolt back into the sway bar end link. And then we're gonna be getting close there. So that works pretty well. I actually ended up taking the spreader tool out first, just so it has a little bit of tension on the strut. Because when you put this bottom bolt in at the bottom of the assembly, you need to kind of push down on the brake. So it potentially could pull out this entire knuckle. So now this is in here loosely. There's no nut on the bottom, on the back of it. That's the new one. I will probably put this guy back in right here with the, I don't know if Audi gave me one of those, but if they did, I'll use the new one. This is important for most of these. Did about 20 Newton meters with these. I don't have a torque wrench that would fit in here. So I kind of just did them tight by feel. Stupid, I know, but it's actually 20 Newton meters for these if you're able to. And this guy down here is important. So the bottom of this strut knuckle here, so this is the knuckle, this is the strut, and it goes up that way. This needs to be 90 Newton meters, and it needs to be done at ride height. So you see I have this jacked up pretty much to where it's about to come off this. That's how you know you're about at ride height. So, and then you can torque it down to the 90 Newton meters. Now, pretty much just checking, making sure everything's tight, and then we'll go over to the other side. Should be a lot faster, but I'm excited. That was not as painful as I thought it was gonna be, so.
Oh man, You never ever say that. Never say that.
I'm on a bit of a time crunch, so I'm gonna probably not film the whole thing. But everything's torqued down, tight in there, so it should be good. I will update you if I have any hiccups on the other side, but if you don't hear from me, that means it goes well, and then we'll be on to the rear springs. Got a tip. This doesn't even have to come all the way out. Just loosen it, and then use your spreader tool, and it should get it wide enough so this all starts to kind of loosen up. My next step here, gonna throw the spring compressor on up top, and I should be pretty good to go. I'll just lean on this, pull everything forward, I believe, and then we'll switch over the spring and move on to the back. So this is what the setup looks like to get to this top hat bolt. Also, have it compress a little bit, make sure it can spin. Hit it with the impact real quick, and then do the rest by hand, and it should just come right out. Onto the rear. Front looks like it's gonna be sweet. Don't really have too much time because my phone's gonna die, but here's how I'm going about this. Compressing it from the back, kind of gotta finagle your auto ratchet up in there.
You don't have to compress it, just jack it up near the camber adjustment bolt and slowly let it down.
To get that to work. It's a little sketchy, just don't put your face near it. And then I'm gonna take out the
camber adjustment bolt.
That one right there. But just mark it first so you can put it back kind of the same. And then I think this guy has to come out at the bottom of the strut here. This one here right next to the black little plastic thing.
So the whole black plastic shield below that control arm has to come out. So get a pick, sort of pull out that little smaller part on that black nub, and the whole pin will come out. There's two of them.
We're gonna give that a shot, see if we can't get that spring out of there. Everything I thought I knew about the front being easier than the rear was completely discredited when I started the rear passenger side. Turns out the camber adjustment bolt is really tricky to get out if you don't have a lift. So yeah, it took me like an hour and a half. It's one of those feelings where you take a bolt out and you're like, I don't know how this is gonna go back in. So basically I ended up just kind of using the floor jack and pressing up on the lower control arm right about where the spring connects with it, and somehow I was able to get it in there. But yeah, this portion sucks. So I just got off work. I'm gonna bust this out and then take it for a drive. Hopefully it all goes well. I would love it to go easier than the other side. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. All right, we got it. Now I'm gonna lower this down, and then we're gonna have to figure out how to put this thing back in, which might be impossible. We'll see. So we got it. This is the worst one. Start on this side, and then the rest of them will feel like cake, because this was such a bitch. Here we are, it's like 10:30 after a 15-hour day, but we got this out. Now we need to switch over the hardware. I guess it's not hardware, but so look at your spring. It'll have the type right side up.
I can't stress this enough. Don't do this if you're in a hurry, because the other side I put it in upside down, contrary to how the video tells me to do it. So I had to go in and redo it.
Just double check, make sure it looks right, and that does indeed. Now we need to get this. All right, switch it over. Make sure you have it right side up. Just go by the font. It's the easiest way.
What I'm doing here is trying to get that control arm to go back in, so I ended up using my rubber mallet on top of my jack so I didn't mar the aluminum, to kind of jack it up, get it into place, and it's still misaligned, so you kind of have to use the bolt itself to get one side in, and then it's just kind of luck of the draw at that point.
Perfect. Alright, first try, babe. Alright, it looks like it's gonna go, honestly. Alright guys, so this is everything complete, I believe. I need to tighten this and tighten this, but that's tight. Spring is in, it looks good.
So important to note here, anytime you're tightening or torquing a bolt that's involving a bushing, you need to do it at ride height. So in this case, it was the bottom of the shock and that lower bolt on the connecting arm, control arm. Jack up the wheel, and in my case I had to come in and loosen everything and do it all on the ramps, but just make sure you torque everything down when it's at ride height so you're not preloading those bushings.
So in order to get to this, right, because the nut comes off this side of this camber adjustment, you need to be able to get it out of here, right? Which means you need to release the two bolts on the exhaust hangers at the end there, over there. See that one on the ground? You need to have your exhaust dangle and have your girlfriend hold it out of the way so you can get that bolt back in. But I think we're there, guys. I think we made it. Nobody mentioned this in any of the videos that I saw. So hopefully this helps you. I'm a little bit delirious. From today, I've been going since 5 doing this with a serving shift in between, so here we are. Driving impressions, it feels nice. It feels a little bit more planted. It's not nearly as stiff as I thought it was gonna be, but it's noticeable. But not like jarring, and it still feels premium. So far, I'm happy with it. My steering wheel's a little bit wonky until I get the alignment, but that'll be the true tell-all. Once I get the alignment, we'll see what the tech says. But yeah, was it worth it? Probably. I probably would have had to pay someone $1,000 to do that. So a day's work versus $1,000, I'll take it right now. And I think it looks sick.
Alright, this is me from the future, probably 2 weeks later. It's a great mod. Still working on getting the alignment dialed in. Something was off. Actually, one of the springs was upside down when I took it in initially, so that was fun. But I fixed it. Steering wheel's just a little bit to the left, but I think it should be easily fixed. Overall, I think it rides great. It's a good mod, a little bit stiffer. Not jarring by any means. I think it looks great. So